Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Advective Weather Update for March 24th, 2023. We have a lot to talk about today, so let's jump right into it. Here we are with the current weather conditions. Flood warnings rather widespread, stretching from eastern Oklahoma up north, heading into the state of Missouri, with flood watches stretching all the way from around the Tulsa area all the way down to southern Pennsylvania. So lots going on there in particular at this time. We have a lot more to talk about in regards to the potential weather today as well, not just with the flooding threats, but also with the potential for some severe thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the current conditions in a bit more detail now. You'll notice here rather clearly that as we head into the morning hours, those severe storms in Texas and Oklahoma have died down, with flood watches again stretching from around the Tulsa area all the way up to places such as Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh, there in Pennsylvania. So lots going on there. An extremely dangerous situation potentially unfolding here across the nation today, especially there in the southern U.S. with the severe weather threat. Let's talk about that now. That's a level 4 out of 5 risk, a moderate risk in place from the Storm Prediction Center. The forecast remains on track for a significant tornado outbreak to unfold there in the southeastern United States, stretching from places there like Shreveport up to Memphis, Paducah, Nashville, etc., with that enhanced risk being a rather clear indication, and that moderate risk as well, of where the strongest of the severe storms are expected. This moderate risk zone can have the following: intense tornadoes, hurricane-force winds, and baseball-sized hail. We'll go into more details on which locations specifically can expect each of the following hazards. The best conditions for strong tornadoes will be from 5 p.m. to midnight tonight as well, and we will be live during that time to make sure that you're safe during that event. Go over your severe weather safety plan today, as it could save your life as these storms do move through. All right, let's talk about this in a bit more detail now. Here is that severe weather outlook for today. Again, that moderate risk in place. That includes places like Monroe and Bastrop, there in Louisiana. In Mississippi, places like Jackson within that severe weather risk as well. And then as you head northward, Cleveland, Mississippi as well. Memphis, Tennessee, heading to places like Pine Bluff, Sugart, Montello, there in Arkansas, all within that moderate risk. Little Rock in the enhanced risk, and also Shreveport, places like Jonesboro, Poplar Bluff in Missouri, Murray, there in Kentucky. We have Nashville, Tennessee, also within the enhanced risk, and within the slight risk, we have Birmingham, Huntsville, there in Alabama, there to the east of Dallas, so places like Tyler, Texas, Texarkana within the slight risk, and then in the marginal risk, Dallas-Fort Worth, heading up north, Carbondale there in Illinois, Bloomington and Cincinnati there in Indiana and Ohio, respectively. Let's talk about the tornado threat today. This is the one that's driving the moderate risk. Now, if you are within that black hatched region, that is where the possibility of significant tornadoes, that being EF2 or higher, is particularly high. The red region being the level 4 out of 5 moderate risk, the yellow being the 3 out of 5 enhanced risk, the brown being the 2 out of 5 slight risk, and the green being the 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Now, if you're in the level 3 or 4, the yellow or the red in particular, that means that a particularly dangerous situation could be setting up for you today, as a widespread tornado outbreak appears to be underway. So that tornado threat, again, that's going to include Jackson, Mississippi, Little Rock, Arkansas, Shreveport, Memphis, Tennessee, heading up towards Nashville. You're within that enhanced risk, although you are not within the highlighted region for particularly strong tornadoes. But regardless, if you're in the yellow or red regions, you need to be weather aware today, as powerful tornadoes are a possibility in rather widespread fashion. Let's talk about the wind threat. This hatched region is where hurricane-force winds or higher are possible. The Storm Prediction Center explicitly mentioning wind gusts up to 90 miles per hour being a possibility today. So you really need to be watching, especially if you're within the hatched region, for those particularly strong winds. That includes places like Paducah, Kentucky, Memphis, Tennessee, Little Rock, Arkansas, heading up north there, Tupelo in Mississippi. You are within that as well. And so again, that's a particularly dangerous situation that could also be unfolding today. Level 3 out of 5 in the red, level 2 out of 5 in the yellow, and a level 1 out of 5 in the brown. So that's what we're looking at for wind. And then when it comes to large hail, this is a level 2 out of 5, so it's not expected to be particularly widespread, but within that black hatched region, it could be particularly intense. That's where baseball-sized hail, 2 inches in diameter or larger, is a real possibility today. That includes Shreveport, just south of Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Clarksdale there in Mississippi, and just south of Memphis. That's where we could expect the possibility of some particularly large hail, and then again that level 2 out of 5 scattered large hail, and that level 1 out of 5 isolated large hail there likely to occur. All right, well, let's take a look now at a weather model. I want to take you through this hour by hour. So this is right now. This is as of 1 p.m. Central, what's expected to be going on. We have some thunderstorms kind of bubbling up there in Texas, just east of Dallas-Fort Worth. As we head into 2 p.m., you'll notice storms are starting to get a bit stronger. And as we head into 3 p.m., this is when we start to see those storms start to fire off. So this is when I'm expecting, especially there in Texas, heading into Louisiana, we could start to see some of those stronger storms. This is the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is a more aggressive scenario, but this is definitely on the cards today, so I wanted to show it to you. As we head into 4 p.m., is what we're looking at. You'll see there those more discrete isolated storms there in Louisiana, stretching from near Ruston all the way south through around Lufkin, Livingston in Texas. Those are the ones that could produce those stronger tornadoes, and those are going to really start to get active around 4 p.m. with the best conditions beginning around 5 p.m. Now we have a powerful arc of storms stretching from the Missouri-Arkansas border there up on the northern side of the state, near places like Mountain Home, and that's going to stretch southward all the way into Texas. Don't pay exact attention to what the radar looks like. It's just a general idea of what things will look like, but again, around Texarkana, that's where that potent line will be. Strong tornadoes are still possible, but that wind threat in particular is going to be up there with those. Those more isolated storms there to the south in southern Arkansas, heading into Louisiana, those are the storms that are going to be capable of producing our stronger tornadoes. And you'll notice there that line of storms continues to traverse as we head towards 5 p.m. here, 4 to 5 p.m. Here, and this is actually 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m., and we still have those storms traversing through, so strong tornadoes likely ongoing there in Louisiana, heading into Mississippi, and these storms are going to be approaching the Jackson metro. They've passed through Shreveport, they've passed through Little Rock at this point, heading towards Memphis. As we head to 8 p.m., you'll see there Jackson getting impacted. Tupelo, you need to start getting your radar up at this point, and then there Memphis, these storms are bearing down on you. As we head into 9 p.m., those storms bear down on Memphis, those storms moving through Jackson, heading into Tupelo, and then as we head into 10 p.m., 11 p.m., midnight, we continue to see these storms move through. The main threat will have passed at this point at midnight. However, some strong winds and again a few isolated tornadoes still possible, and then these storms begin to move into Alabama. So places like Huntsville getting a direct hit here around 2-3 a.m. according to this model. Birmingham starting to get impacts as you head later into the overnight hours. So that's what the model looks like. Let's now talk about what you can do. So thunderstorm watches and tornado watches, as well as thunderstorm and tornado warnings, are likely going to be in place today. If you're in a severe thunderstorm watch, or a tornado watch for that matter, that means that a tornado or severe thunderstorm is possible. This means that you need to be getting your plan together, remembering what you need to do in the event that you're put under a warning. If you're put under a warning, that means you need to act on the plan that you were coming up with in the watch. So that means that the event is imminent or about to occur. So if you're in a severe thunderstorm warning, that's strong winds, large hail. If you are within a tornado warning, that means that a tornado is happening or about to happen, and you need to immediately get to your safe place and seek shelter so that way you can save your life. Let's talk about those sheltering guidelines. You really want to be in the lowest level of a sturdy building in an interior room if you can, away from windows, things like that. Your best options are a designated storm shelter, FEMA certified. However, those are hard to come by, so that's not the expectation. Bad options are going to be large open rooms like gymnasiums, your upper level, things like that. Manufactured housing, also not good. Mobile homes are a very bad option, as are vehicles. Those are death traps. And highways and overpasses, also a bad idea. Mobile homes are so bad because that's where over 72% of all tornado fatalities occur. They occur in mobile homes, manufactured homes, things like that. Again, those 54% of those housing fatalities occur in mobile manufactured homes, and the mobile manufactured homes only make up 6% of the U.S. housing stock. So basically what that means is mobile homes are disproportionately likely to be a deadly place to be in a tornado. So if you're in a mobile home, you cannot stay there. You must seek an alternative shelter. So that's, again, a sturdy building. That can be a gas station around you. That can be a neighbor. Whatever it is, it needs to be a sturdy building out of a mobile home today, especially if you're in a tornado warning for these. These are going to be big-time tornadoes. These are going to be large. These could be violent. So you need to make sure that you are getting to a safe place. Mobile home does not count as a safe place at all. These tornadoes will also be occurring after dark. So especially there, if you're within the moderate risk region, especially in Mississippi there, you're going to be dealing with these after dark. So have multiple ways to get weather alerts and make sure that you are weather aware as you head into the evening overnight hours. Tornadoes are particularly difficult to see and hear at night. So you don't want to be caught off guard there, as a lot of fatalities occur in overnight tornado events due to a lack of weather awareness. But if you take the actions that you would during the day, they're no more deadly than they would be during the day. And as long as you know what your severe weather safety plan is and you execute it when you're put under a warning, you and your family are going to be okay. All right, let's talk about the flooding threat briefly. There is a significant level 3 out of 4 flash flooding threat in place today. That is a moderate risk, and that stretches all the way from the Little Rock metro up towards the southern side of Indiana, northern side of Kentucky. So that's near Louisville, places like that, Elizabethtown, Madisonville, Paducah within that moderate risk, Poplar Bluff there in Missouri, Jonesboro, Paragould, Little Rock. So again, the double threat for both flash flooding and severe weather is going to stretch for multiple cities here today. So like Little Rock, you're within both. Cape Girardeau, you're within both. If you're in Carbondale, there in Illinois, you're within both. Evansville, you're within both. So there's some places getting a double whammy today. So make sure that you're staying weather aware on that front. All right, so what can you do? If you're in a flood watch, it's the same as the severe thunderstorm and tornado watches. That means that the hazard is possible but not currently occurring. And you want to stay tuned to news outlets and ways to get multiple warnings, multiple ways to get those warnings. A flood warning is when a flood is happening or about to happen, so you want to move to higher ground, and here are your safety plans. You want to get to higher ground. You don't want to drive into water. You want to make sure that you have an escape route, if you can get one, that does not involve driving through water, and you want to stay informed. Again, that's getting weather alerts, monitoring radar, things of that nature. Make sure to secure your documents as well. Well, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I do hope this video was useful. If it was, you can hit the like button down below. If you didn't like it, you know where that button is as well. We will be live later today, starting at the very latest at 5 p.m. today Central Time, although it might be earlier depending on just how gnarly these storms get. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope the video was useful, and we'll see you later today.